Okay. All right. So let me put this in presentation mode. All right. So thank you guys for hopping on the call. I know we had one yesterday, just to kind of gear up for the week. So we have some absolute fire coming at you tonight. So I promise you it'll be like 150% worth it. So just for like a little FYI, we talked about this last night. For this week, like what's happening, what's coming up, we have our power hours Monday through Thursday. Obviously tonight you're listening to Ashley's call, so like power hour hopefully happened before or after. I'm sure I'll work a little bit after her call because like she always like lights a fire in my little booty. Reminder that Wednesday is like back office to like check in for ranks and stuff. Thursday we'll still do our tracker check-in, and then Josh actually has like a conviction event. I just saw it, and so I shared it. But it's kind of like the conviction goals that he had us do. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. So he's doing his own event on Thursday if you want to hit that up. And then obviously pushing for Success Club for the end of January because that's Friday of this week. And then Team Cup will start on Saturday. Here's their Success Club board. I know you guys saw this morning. So many new names, like so many new names, so many new people. I'm starting to kind of start to track some stuff for Success Club points and things for Elite for 2019-2020 coaches. So if you have a star next to your name, like you guys to be a superstar today, but just kind of keeping track of like newer coaches and who they're like when they're hitting Success Club and stuff. So you hitting Success Club is freaking phenomenal and is so important for you and for your team and for your upline. But then also like newer coaches hitting Success Club is huge. And then also, you know, just getting new coaches, getting points on the board and stuff. So we're just gonna start to track some of that stuff. But I know you saw this morning, but I just wanted to show this to you guys again. So many freaking people, so many people at 2 and 4. So literally only need 2 more lives to change. Totally doable. This is like the fullest this piece of paper has ever been. And then I told you guys on Sunday, I'm going to be picking a coach of the week. I had a couple of them. And then I kind of thought back to what got me through the last couple of weeks. And so coach of the week goes out to Karina. She is like full-time boss babe, guys. Like she runs a hotel, literally. Speaks Spanish and English. Just does all of the things. Crazy busy mama. She freaking slays all of the time, works through the cracks of her day, but it's so organized, so consistent. She built her husband to diamond over the holidays, you guys. Like that is the hardest shit ever. And built herself to 1-star claw. So she's pushing already. She has a diamond for 2020 already. So she's halfway to premier. Obviously she's pushing for beyond that. She's a freaking warrior, you guys. She's consistency queen. She has been from the day she signed up. She's a huge leader in this business. She's a freaking backbone to our team. She is a quiet hustler though. Like I know that she isn't always like, oh, I have a link, oh, I have this. Like she literally, she's hustling. I think she had over like 10 people in the last like 2 weeks. It's just absolutely insane. Just running, doing all of the things. She's so empowering, you guys. Her social media, if you've seen her last year and this year, absolutely transformed. Just sharing the shit, like everything. Literally has been through everything and is still here, still on the call, like ready to go, ready to dive all in. She's literally the real deal, you guys. And this is a person who has a long-term vision for the business. So sister, you are coach of the week. We love you. You're amazing. Proud of you. All right. Okay. Guest speaker, my homegirl, Ashley McClellan. I remember when I first met her, oh gosh, a long time ago. But basically like through Josh. And the first time I heard her speak, I literally like my mouth dropped like to the floor. I was like, holy, is this girl serious? And the whole time she talked, she had the energy of like, I don't even know. She's just insane. And just getting to know her and her family and how important family is to her. And she just recently got to bring her hubby home. And so he gets to like do Beachbody and like this like checklist and stuff for her. So that's super awesome. She hit Elite ×2, of course, like on her way to doing it for the 3rd time. And she is like my limiting belief guru. If it's a thing, it's her. If I need someone to like talk me down from something, if I need someone to like light a fire under my ass or whatever it is, like I literally just send her a voice message and then I get like 13 of them back and I'm like ready to rock. So that's what I have. Ash, I'm literally just going to let you go because I know that they value listening to you probably way more than me rambling. um,
Oh, don't you love that you're like, oh, people hear my other guest speakers, they'll hear everything, but they don't hear us. It's fine. It's fine.
yeah,
I'll speak for you and light your team up, and then you'll come speak for my team, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, Megan is amazing. Okay, guys, I'm friggin' stoked. Okay, so, and I have not had Energize in a couple hours. Normally I have Energize like right before a call, and I can tell I don't even need it because Megan is my like spirit animal. Okay, so I want to start with talking about like where I was, because I think hearing like, oh my gosh, she retired her husband, and oh my gosh, she's 2-time elite, and that those things, like, sometimes I really like they're not talking about me, because I'm the girl who hits Success Club on the last day of the month, and I'm the girl who hits Success Club 6, and I'm the girl who I can't get anybody to join me, and I'm the girl who every coach I sign up quits. And I'm the girl who, why would anybody pick me? I'm not Beachbody Barbie. And that I had so many limiting beliefs. And I mean, I still do. If anyone in this business tells you that they don't have limiting beliefs, they are full of it, because that's just not true. And that so I signed up, and I'm trying to think how far back in my story I want to go. I did Beachbody a few years ago. I did it in 2012, completely believed in the workouts, thought Shakeology was the most overpriced protein shake in the world. And was in a team that just was very, very, very salesy. So I had a very bad taste in my mouth for coaches. And 3 years later, one of my best friends in my neighborhood signed up, and I watched her for 6 months, and she transformed her body with these stupid little color-coded rainbow boxes and lost like 40 pounds. We had kids the same age. I hadn't lost a pound since giving birth to my baby, and she was lower than her pre-pregnancy weight and was like 6-pack, and she had 4 kids. I only had 1. And so she signs up. Hey, I'm doing a call. You are naked. I'm doing a call. Okay, I love you. Little girl's calling from dance. It's fine. I could totally tell she was getting ready to run over here. So I signed up. Finally, it took me 6 months of watching her and 6 months of seeing her income and whatever. Sign up under her, and I would not listen to a single word she said. I wouldn't listen to a single training. And she kind of called me out on it. And I realized after a month of not selling anything to anyone, hitting Success Club 0, and see, no one wants to join me, and see, no one wants to do this, and see, this only works for blonde Beachbody Barbie, like my coach. And she kind of called me out on it. And she's like, dude, you're posting like stock photos. How are you doing on your own journey? How much weight have you lost? Where are you at? And then I was like, oh crap. Okay, so maybe it's not just that this doesn't work for me. Maybe I have to like actually work. So I started working the month of Team Cup. Everybody better be registered. And she put me on her team, and we slayed. And I hit Success Club 14. Every single person I signed up was a coach. And the first week of September, September 8th, I went diamond. So I went from 6 weeks of absolutely nothing, no one will join me, to 6 weeks, holy crap, I'm a diamond. And thinking like, oh, well, now I don't have to do anything. Now I just have to mentor my people. P.S. That's not what you do when you're a diamond. You keep doing the things that got you to diamond when you're a diamond. But I didn't know that. And all of a sudden, my builders started quitting. And all of a sudden, it was like bare bones diamond instead of thinking I'm the coolest diamond in the world. And kind of stumbled my way into 1 star a year later. Had goals of elite, had goals of all the things, and went into 2-star qual, totally fell out. And at Christmas time, because Christmas time is a freaking hard time of year to go into qualification. So Karina, you're amazing, because oh my gosh, that's amazing. And and I was supposed to get to go to New Leader, because this was back when you had to be a 2-star to go to New Leader, and I got into 2-star qual at the last possible day, and then we fell out, so now I didn't get to go to New Leader, and was just feeling super whatever. And then I got pregnant, and my whole life I wanted to get pregnant. I had been trying to get pregnant for so long with our little second baby, and things had been so hard, and we'd had a miscarriage, and I wanted to be pregnant so bad, but I was not expecting how sick I was going to be and how hard that was on me emotionally. And hormones don't play fair when you're pregnant. And all of a sudden I went from thinking, you know what, I really do think it was January. It's January. I'm going to go elite because that's what everybody thinks at January, and that it's a fresh start and I'm going to do it. And here I go. And I had a couple new coaches, and oh my gosh, they're going to hit Success Club, and these are going to be my diamonds, and here we go. And then I found out I was pregnant. It was like 3 years ago tomorrow, I think, is the day I found out I was pregnant. And my whole life got turned upside down because I got so sick. And my husband started a new job so that he could had good health insurance and was making enough money because we were on private insurance, and the baby was going to cost like $15,000, and we were barely making ends meet. Because I was a Lone Star, but I was barely making squat because my diamond was on my strong leg. So anyway, everything in my business sucked. And I felt like everything in my life was going wrong. And I was hitting Success Club. I was in Success Club 27 months by the time my pivot moment happened. 27 months in a row of Success Club. Probably 23 of those months were on the last day of the month. And probably 20 of those 27 months, I was only Success Club 6. And everything just felt like wrong. Like, I'm just wrong for this. I love this. I love the product. Shakeology had completely transformed my life. I was obsessed with the workouts. I was doing better than I had been with my nutrition because the containers were doing pretty good things for me. And I loved the community, but I didn't love like my community. The people I was bringing in were so negative and so dramatic and so whiny. And like, why can't I get people like my upline? Why can't I attract her? Why am I attracting like these whiny people who suck? And that everything was just this low frequency, everything is terrible. And somehow, this is where I go back to like, dude, actually 2017, I don't know how you did this, babe. I somehow I didn't fake, I really did it. I somehow went into 2-star qualification, and I really don't know how I did it because hitting Success Club 6 on the last day of the month, I don't know how I built my husband to diamond. I really don't. But somehow I built my husband to diamond, and I didn't just build him to diamond. We held through the qualification, and I gave birth the day we were officially 2-star. I woke up, back office said 2-star official. I went downstairs and did country heat, and then we drove to the hospital. I got, and Emma was born 5 hours later. And it was like this electrifying, and then something happened a couple days before that. I'm going to talk about that. But that day was so freaking, like, that day changed my life. Not because it was like the day that I gave birth. Obviously, the day that you meet one of your children is a day that changes your life. But the fact that I was so sick, I felt so wrong. I gained so much weight. I think the day I gave birth, I weighed like 270 pounds, 280 pounds, something like that the day I gave birth. So this is not like the cute basketball bump. I'm not that coach. And yet found enough people to sign up that I went 2-star and held during the last month of my pregnancy, and was like, so I was like, dude, amazing. If I can do this, what can't I do? Because a couple days before I gave birth, literally 5 days beforehand, I went to a retreat that I earned. My upline hosted for me because I was a 2-star. I felt like the biggest 2-star in the world. And I did not want to go to this retreat. I'm 5 days away from having my baby. This is like my last weekend with my oldest, this is our last weekend as an only child. My husband's living in another state for work, and now he's home, and now you want me to leave for this retreat, and I can't do that because what kind of mom is going to leave? Like, I can't do that. This is our last weekend as family 3. I have to be home. Unfortunately, my coach beat me upside the head and was like, dude, you're an idiot. You're coming. And I was like, no, I'm not. I think I'm in labor. I'm having contractions. And she's like, you're an idiot. You're sending me voice messages. I can hear you talking. You're not having contractions. And I was like, yes, I am. I'm calling my midwife. I think I'm having contractions. And of course, because they have to cover their butts, they're like, yeah, you should go into labor and delivery to get checked. So I text my coach and I'm like, see, I told you they want me to go to labor and delivery. My due date's next week. They're probably just going to keep me anyway. Like, whatever, don't plan on me. I'm not coming to the retreat. She's like, you're an idiot. They're going to release you. You're not at your due date yet. Shut up. You're coming. So I call my husband. And I'm like, and I'm trying to frantically call my best friend to take my oldest. Best friend's not answering her phone. I'm trying to call my mom. My mom's not answering her phone. So I'm like, okay, I have my 3-year-old and I haven't packed a hospital bag, and my husband's out of state right now working his construction job. So at least we got the retreat out of the way, but like, now what am I going to do? So calling my husband. Husband won't answer. So I'm just doing this rotation between husband, best friend, mom, husband, best friend, mom. And husband finally answers, and I'm like, they want me to go into labor and delivery. I'm throwing everything in a bag. I need you to like come home. How, like, it's like what, 7-8 hour drive. So hopefully I don't go as fast as I did with Casey. And then you will, like, by the time we'll Pitocin and everything, if they have to give me some, hopefully you're there. Like, yeah. And he's like, whoa. I can't come home. And I was like, wait, what? And he was like, we're not done with the road. They know that you're having the baby next week, and they know that I'm about to be done, but they need me to finish the road, and I can't come home yet. And I was like, I still am like completely covered in goosebumps. I still didn't hear you. Did you just tell me you're going to miss our child's birth because your boss won't let you come home? Yes. Ash, I'm sorry. Like, cross your legs. Hopefully they let you come home. Hopefully they're not as bad as you're making them out to be, whatever. And I'm like, this is not happening. So I get off the phone. I am bawling. Call my mom. And she finally answers. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm in another city. I'll meet you. No, I'll come to the house and I'll drive you because you are in no condition to drive. Call your sister, have her come over, sit with little 3-year-old and whatever. So I'm like, okay, get off the phone. She calls Jake, and she like starts ripping his head off for like, you should quit your damn job. Like, get in the car and come home. And he's like, I'm almost there. I was trying to surprise her. I'm like 20 minutes away. And she's like, dude, your wife's going to divorce you. Call her and tell her that you're almost home. So he calls me and he's like, I'm sorry. I was trying to surprise you. I left 7 hours ago when you mentioned that you were like starting to feel crampy. I'm almost there. I'll meet you at the hospital. So we get to the hospital and didn't really have Emma. I still got to go to the retreat. And funny thing, the sister that was watching my oldest, her water broke 3 minutes after she walked into her house. So she went back to the exact same hospital and had the exact same nurse. So my mom was there with me, and then half hour later was there with my sister, and then my sister did have her baby, and our little girls are 9 days apart. So anyway, so a couple days later is the retreat. I go to this retreat. Josh Coates was there, and he helped me bust through limiting beliefs I did not even know were there. And all of a sudden I came home, and then I actually went 2-star. I wasn't just like, I'm in 2-star qual and I'm a week away, but I don't even know if I'm going to do this. Like, I felt so fake at the retreat because I wasn't really 2-star yet. And even then I had like 0 emeralds in my downline. It was my sister who had built herself to diamond and had a bigger team than me, and my husband who I somehow built to diamond, and I was controlling one of his emeralds with my mom. And that was it. That was all the builders I had in my whole downline. And yet I'm this fancy schmancy 2-star. It was back in the days of Road to Elite. I had 17 elite points. I would not have been premier. I would not have even been a team builder because I had nobody on my team doing squat. Okay. So come home. Josh helps me find all the limiting beliefs, and then all the things started happening in my business. Okay. So I want to talk about the 3 biggest ones that I found, and I'm going to try to bust through them really fast because I want to leave time open for like questions. I'm not super fantastic at helping other people find their limiting beliefs. I'm working on that. I can hear them sometimes when people say them, but sometimes, especially if I don't, I can help like Megan because I know Megan. And so I can like hear like, yeah, no, but like people I don't know super well, I'm not super great at finding them, but I want to give you a whole bunch of resources. And then if you guys have questions or whatever, then we can do questions at the end. Sound good? Okay. So limiting belief numero uno. I can't be a good mom and a good coach. And I knew this one was there. I just didn't fully realize the extent. Back up really fast. Okay, so this is the thing I want you to think about with limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are you're getting ready to go on a road trip. You have like the suitcase packed, all the stuff. You got the brand new sunglasses that are like the super shiny, like, you know, blenders and whatever. You got the really good snacks. You got the good playlist going. That you took the perfect like wind-blown selfie boomerang because you got the air conditioner blowing at like just the right angle. You got the perfect, all the things. Sunroof's down. You are ready to go on this fantastic road trip. None of that matters if there is a gigantic tree that has tipped over in the middle of the road and is in front of your car. It does not matter how much gas you have in your car. It does not matter how great that playlist is. It doesn't matter how many snacks you packed. It doesn't matter what you're wearing. It doesn't matter the filter or the preset that you put on that picture. Your car isn't going to go anywhere until that tree moves, okay? And it doesn't matter if while that tree is there, you get out and change your oil, or you get out and rotate your tires, or you completely revamp the way that you buy a new preset package and change the filter. None of that is going to move the freaking tree. And that is what a limiting belief is. It does not matter how great your onboarding system is, how great your presets are, how great your invite wording is, how awesome your transformation is, how great any of that is. If you have a limiting belief, you will find a way to make this business not work for you. That's exactly why there are coaches in this network who have staggering transformation pictures that have never even gone emerald. That's why there are coaches in this network who have 100,000 followers that can't hit Success Club. That those things don't mean anything if you have limiting beliefs in the way. Okay, so you got to find the trees so you can, because step one is to find the tree, then you move the tree. You can't move the tree if you don't find the tree, okay? So my first tree, can't be a good mom and a good coach. I knew that this tree was there. And I found all the proof, because either I was finding, because that's what limiting beliefs do. They're constantly looking for proof to justify our fears and excuses, right? That's what Josh always says. So they're looking for a story. So I had found my story. You either get super successful and have to have a nanny, like my upline Jaylyn and Micah and Kelsey Shackley and Ashley Molstad and I could literally name every single coach I know who has a nanny and is successful. Or they're not moms, like Megan and Kate Schultz and Ashley Faldyson and Jamie Glassman and Chelsea Pearson and blah, 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 all these coaches I love and look up to who are crushing it because they're not moms. You cannot be a good coach and be a good mom. I have proof. Here you go. And when I said this limiting belief, we were going around the room, everybody was saying their one limiting belief, and it was actually very, very helpful for me because I realized I was not the only person who thought these terrible, crappy things, because my limiting beliefs are coming out of everybody else's mouth. But this was the one I said out loud. And I remember Josh starting to talk, and Micah was like, "Can I take this one?" And Josh was like, "Yes." And I was like, oh, shit, Micah's gonna rip my head off. And Micah was like, "No, Kate, dude, I went superstar top 10 without a nanny. So if you don't want a nanny, do it without a nanny." I got a nanny because I got sick of getting distracted and trying to do this, and then I got to go wipe somebody's butt, and then I'm trying to send this onboarding thing, and I'm trying to work on this, and then this person needs me, and then I'm trying to reply to this message, and now this kid punched somebody else, and somebody's got a blind nose, and feeling like I had no time to be. I was just not being the wife and the mom I wanted to be because it took way longer to work because I didn't have a nanny. But I did it. I did top 10 superstar without a nanny. So you can do it. And that it was super oh my gosh, she was a top 10, 15 star without a nanny. She had 3 kids. I'm only gonna have 2. Oh my gosh. And all of a sudden my brain was like, wait, there's proof of somebody who did it. And then Micah started naming all these coaches that she knows that don't have nannies. And Melissa Brewer, who was in the room, was making at that point probably $300,000 a year, was like, "I don't have a nanny." Cozy's like, "Well, I don't have a nanny," and Cozy was, but Cozy doesn't have kids. Never mind. So Melissa was like, "I don't have a nanny," and all of a sudden my brain was like, oh, "There's 2 of them in this room. Oh my gosh! 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 Okay." And then the person next to me went and they were like, "Well, my limiting belief is that I can't be successful in this business because I'm not a mom, because I can't post pictures of my kids, and all I can post is pictures of me and pictures of my dog. And there's only so many pictures of me and my dog I can share before people are like, I don't want to join that girl because she's not a mom. She doesn't understand." And I was like, "Dude, you're such an idiot. Do you not realize how much time you have that you could," and my brain's like, "You're an idiot." And I think I said, someone was like, "That is so crazy that their limiting beliefs are so different from each other because they're both like, how can you know? Clearly something's wrong somewhere, because I'm saying you can only be successful if you don't have kids. And she's saying she can't be successful because she doesn't have kids. And Josh was like, this is exactly what limiting beliefs do. They sound so stupid coming out of somebody else's mouth. I have a coach in my team. This is not one of my limiting beliefs, so this is a bonus one you're getting. I can't be successful anymore because I have already hit my weight loss goal. I've already lost 70 pounds and I can't get any further in my journey, and therefore I'm no longer inspiring. But Ashley, you're inspiring because you've lost 80 pounds on your journey and you are still going on your journey. So you can still be sharing a transformation. You're inspiring. Where in my head, no, I've been coaching for 4.5 years and I'm still not at maintenance. Which part of that is inspiring? Which part of that? No, why would anybody want to join me? Because I'm still not at maintenance. You're at maintenance. And that when she and I were having this conversation, that she's like, this is so crazy to hear you say this, because in my head, like, that sounds so dumb. And in my head, she sounds freaking dumb because, like, you're at maintenance. That's like the magical place that everyone in the world wants to get to. That's so amazing. And that's how you know it's a limiting belief, is because it doesn't make any sense, or someone can argue the exact opposite. Okay. So find this limiting belief that you can't be a good mom and a good coach. So Josh walks me through it. I just did this without telling you I was doing it. So step one is to find the limiting belief. Okay. You have to identify it. And this sounds counterintuitive because I think a lot of times we think with personal development is a vital. And dude, you will never find a person who pounds the personal development drum more than me. But I think personal development gets like construed incorrectly. The point of personal development is not to turn it up so loud that you can't hear your mean girl. Because have you ever been in a house with like a teenager or your kids that don't happen to be teenagers, and that they're watching Baby Shark on the TV, and good Lanta, the TV is loud. Can you freaking turn that down? And if I decide I'm trying to listen to my personal development book, if I turn it up louder to try to drown out what they're doing, can I hear my book any better? No. Now I'm just annoyed because it's like going to blow my eardrums and I can barely hear it over what they're doing, and it just doesn't work. That's what so many people try to do with personal development. They can hear their mean girl talking, but they're just going to drown her out with more positivity. And I'm just going to drown her out with a training. And I'm going to watch the National Wake Up Call again. And I'm going to, that's not what personal development is. Personal development is you turn off all the noise except for Mean Girl, Baby Shark, whatever. And you let that be super loud. So you can actually hear what the voice is telling you. Because again, we got to find the tree, okay? So when you find the tree and you hear the voice, okay, that's step one. You got to find out what the voice is telling you. The way that you do that is don't try to drown it out with personal development, okay? You find the voice. This is so freaking important you hear all these steps. Please hear all of them, because it's unfortunately not super hard to find the voice. If you don't keep going and you just get stuck at the point where you hear the voice but you don't know what to do, you will like hate your life, because it is a very depressive place to be. Okay. Here are all these steps. Find the voice. Number two, walk through to the point it's not logical. Okay. Exactly like what I just did. Micah is proof. It just in that room, I had 2 multi-6-figure earning moms of 3 or more or they both had 3 at the time. Melissa had just had her 3rd. And I was only about to have my 2nd. So it was like, okay, no, I could do this. I can do this because I found proof and walked through to the point that it wasn't logical. And so you get to the point that it is not logical and it does not make sense. Same thing with like the transformation one, or like you get, and I'm going to give you a couple more examples. You get to the point it's not logical. Okay. Then step 3 is you create an affirmation that basically says the opposite. Affirmations are, I have to be very, very, very careful because I could literally make this like a 4-hour call. Affirmations are my favorite thing in the whole world. I like them more than talking about limiting beliefs because they are so commonly misconstrued that it is so often that I hear that, for example, if you are someone who's 100 pounds overweight and you give yourself the affirmation that I am thin, no, you're not. And that's a lie. And your brain knows that. So when you say it, you feel resistance and it feels wrong and it feels fake. It's the exact same thing as I've heard so many coaches in Micah's team say the affirmation of I'm an elite coach, but they're not. And I'm like, that is not going to work. That's not going to work. That's not the kind of affirmations I'm talking about, okay? The kind of affirmations I'm talking about are when you say there's two, I'm going to go on I'm glad this is recorded because I can already tell I'm about to go on like an affirmations tangent. So there's 2 tricks to writing affirmations. You can either write a because statement. So you can write an affirmation, like these are 2 tricks if you don't have like a master writing your affirmations for you. I'm going to give you a whole bunch of my affirmations, but Josh helped me write a lot of them. And so they're ones that I don't know how to teach people how to write them the way that Josh wrote them, but I'm going to give you some because examples. So because I am intentional with my time and delegate when necessary, hashtag I suck at delegating. That is very hard for me because I think no one else can do things as well as I can, but that is not true because lots of people can do things as well as me because I'm dropping all the balls I'm juggling. So I should probably just try to delegate some stuff because it would probably help. Because I'm intentional with my time and delegate when necessary, I am able to keep up and build on the explosive growth my team is experiencing. That has been one of the best affirmations I've said every day for 2.5 years. And guess what? I delegate all sorts of crap. Yes, I have an assistant who helps me with like when I run free groups, she like cleans out the content so I can plug in the new content, and she makes like my boards, and she helps me with like my birthday messages because I have 5,000 friends on Facebook, so it's kind of a lot of work to send all those. And sometimes she helps me schedule content in my challenge groups. That's it. Like, it's not like she like runs my business. Okay. And I have a house cleaner. They don't do my laundry. They don't do my dishes. They don't cook dinner. Dude, that'd be freaking awesome. Maybe someday I'm going to hire a chef. But they like scrub my toilets and they dust and they clean my blinds and my baseboards and all that stuff. So I don't have to do that. And that I don't grocery shop. I have not set foot in a grocery store for a week's worth of groceries in 3 years because I use services like Instacart or ClickList that I plug in what I want and someone else shops for me, and they either bring it to my door or I pull up and they load it all into my trunk for me, and then I just have to put it away in my house. But I don't have to walk around the store and try to find everything because I delegate that. And that I use Amazon Prime. Like, I think a lot of people think it's like funny that I literally buy toilet paper on Amazon. I buy everything on Amazon because I don't have to waste my time driving to Walmart and parking in the parking lot and walking through to find everything and then waiting in line for 8 years because there's 2 registers open in the whole freaking store, and then walking back out to my car, loading my kids in the car seat and driving home, and we had to buy 4 extra snacks because they were killing each other and blah, 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 blah. By the time I was done, it was a 2-hour trip because I had to go buy like 3 things, and I ended up buying 30 because I bought stuff I didn't even need. I saved money by buying stuff on Amazon, and it comes right to my house. And Amazon opened a new warehouse in the city 45 minutes north of me, so stuff is coming the next day. It's freaking fantastic. Okay, so I delegate stuff. I delegate a lot of stuff, and it's not like I have these fancy assistants. You guys can buy stuff on Amazon. You guys can order stuff with Instacart. You guys can bust your butt for 2 weeks to sell 3 extra challenge packs and then hire a house cleaner, and then use that time that you're not cleaning your house and you feel so good in a peaceful, calm, clean environment that you continue selling that many more challenge packs to cover it. Like, because that's exactly what I did. And anyway, I could go off on all the tangents, okay? I'm going to say that affirmation again, but that's the formula. So because I am insert new skill you are wanting to work on, I am able to achieve thing that you don't think you can do, okay? Because I am intentional with my time and delegate when necessary, learning to be intentional and delegating, super, super hard for me. I am able to keep up and build on the explosive growth my team is experiencing. I can't keep up with all this. Everything is so crazy, and I am so unorganized, and I don't even know what I'm doing. Nope, that's the affirmation I made to get out of that funk, okay? Because I am, thing I need to learn, I am able to do thing I don't think I can do, okay? So another one, because this is a Josh one. And this, like, I remember when he said this, that I was like, I want to say that. And then I started saying it, and it felt so terrible the first like 3 days, because I was like, this is not true. And they feel hokey pokey. Affirmations, they do. And then they start working, and you're like, dude, I will say whatever I have to if this crap keeps manifesting. This is amazing. Okay. Because I am confident and have positive energy, I find coaches who are also confident and have positive energy. That is like true day one, because you will attract coaches just like you. That's another one that Josh said that goes along with it. So I have them as two different affirmations, but I find coaches who are just as passionate about coaching as I am. That hurt to say the first like week, because I didn't remember the last time I did my tracker 100%. And I only posted about sneak peeks into coaching when it was like 2 days beforehand. I wasn't posting about coaching like just because. I just posted about it when there was a sneak peek. And I probably watched 2 of the last 7 national wake up calls. And I don't remember the last time I checked into my challenge group, and I have been having, we used to call them black containers when you're having something that doesn't fit in any of the containers. So it's a black container. I've been eating some black containers. So yeah, this is explaining why I'm finding coaches who suck, because I'm kind of not being the coach I would want to recruit right now. And so when I started telling myself that I find coaches who are just as passionate about coaching as I am, guess who started appearing in my life? Number one, because guess what changed? If I wanted to attract freaking baller, confident, positive coaches, I needed to be a freaking baller, confident, positive coach. And that is what started happening. And it was like, what is happening? Like, I literally remember, like, I said I'm saying my affirmations backwards. That there's the one above that says, I keep finding amazing, inspiring people who want to stick around, which this was the second limiting belief I was going to talk about. No one wants to join me, and the people who do join me won't stick around. My builders quit. My emeralds quit. I signed up people who say they want to be builders. They don't even go emeralds. Someone will hit Success Club the first month, and then they quit, so they never go Success Starter. I get diamonds, and then they'll quit. I'll get someone who's almost diamond, and then they'll quit. Or my challengers don't stick around. They only drink Shakeology the first month, and then they cancel, so I'm not getting any residual income, and blah, 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 blah. Okay. Somebody in the room said that affirmation, that limiting belief to Josh at that retreat, and Josh said that he walked them through to the point that they could see it wasn't logical, that he said, you literally don't have a single, you're at this retreat because you're a diamond. You literally don't have a single coach who's active in your whole downline. You are like a coach right now. You're not even an emerald. No one is active because no one has ordered anything in the last 5 weeks. Well, no, I have some people who are active, and you have no conversations going. No one in your challenge group is ordering any Beachbody. Well, no, I have some people who like Energize, or I have people who are still using Beachbody on demand. Or, okay, can you hear the difference in your voice? Because when someone says, like, are you sure that that's not, that all, it like, it literally causes your brain pain to like, well, no, I guess the search results I brought you were incorrect. Because no one likes to be corrected. Like, your brain does not like when you tell it to contradict the proof it found you, because it found proof. See, no one wants to join me. Everybody else quits, and everybody, blah, blah, blah. Your brain is like doing a Google search, like in Wreck-It Ralph. Have you guys seen the second Wreck-It Ralph? Wow, he breaks the internet, that like little QWERTY guy that he like tries to fill in your sentence with what he thinks you're trying to say. Your brain is doing that. Your brain has like these fantastic organized file systems that for some reason when you bring up, remind me of situations where I said something that I wish I wouldn't have said, your brain can like recall all of the terrible things. But if you ask your brain to tell you, remind me of all the times that I said something super awesome and inspiring and made someone else feel better, your brain's not going to remember that. Like, because that's not something that or you can back up. Your brain will remember that if you teach it to do that. Because law of attraction is a thing. So are you going to bed or are you just going to go curl down for a minute? Okay, I love you. Can I kiss? Okay, go in my room for a minute and I'll come cuddle you for a minute, okay? Okay, love you. So you have to, like, with limiting beliefs, you have to look for proof of, okay, I just got off on all the tangents because that's what happens when mom life comes up. This is exactly what Micah was talking about, P.S. So I was talking about the because statements. That was a hot minute ago. And about people, you want people to join you. You have to find proof, okay? So you have to, like, remind your brain of what it is you want it to find, okay? So Josh said that affirmation about no one wants to join me, that he said, I want you to say, I keep finding amazing, inspiring people who want to stick around. And I was like, I'm not saying that. I don't have anybody that wants to stick around, except, I'd gone 2-star. So clearly I'd found somebody who wanted to order Shakeology more than once because I had that many discount coaches. So I started saying that. And I remember the first time I said it, I was like, this sounds so stupid. And then I said it again the next day. And I was like, this is so dumb. And then I said it again on Wednesday. And it still sounded so dumb. And I don't think I said my affirmations on Thursday because that's the day I gave birth. And then I said it on Friday. And then I said them on Saturday, which was Super Weekend. And, this was the weekend before. No, back up. Sorry. So we get these affirmations Friday. I woke up Saturday, said it, felt super dumb. Or Friday. Oh my gosh. Thursday. My brain is like thinking the dates. I can see them and I'm not saying them. We got these affirmations Thursday, woke up Friday, said it, felt super dumb. Woke up Saturday, said it, felt super dumb. And then one of my best friends who had purchased Shift Shop, she had just finished her first round, felt amazing, had lost 10 pounds in 3 weeks, messaged me and said, I think I want to come to Super Weekend today because I think I want to be a coach. And I was like, oh my gosh, that affirmation worked. Like, I keep finding amazing, inspiring people who want to stick around. You have Tiffany. She is amazing. She's crushing it. She's lost 10 pounds in 3 weeks. She's killing it with Shift Shop. And now she wants to be a coach. Holy crap. This is real. And it gave my brain a new Google search to start looking for and a new file to start finding information. Previously, that file had been filled with so many coaches who had been on my team and had left. And I can tell you, this person signed up and they quit. This person signed up and they quit. This person signed up and they quit. But because I changed what I wanted my brain to find, all of a sudden my brain started finding new things. Okay. So that's a whole bunch of different styles of affirmations. The thing with affirmations is you cannot say like lies. So you cannot say, I am an elite coach. Unless you are an elite coach, because that's a lie. You can say, I am worthy of elite. I am capable of elite. Kalani, you just open the door, sweetheart. Hi. Did you get out? Did you go potty? Go potty. Oh, she went potty already. Okay, can you shut the door? Thank you. I am worthy of elite. I am capable of elite. And I am achieving elite. Not I achieved. Not I will become. I hate the word will. Don't say, I don't think I have the word will, because will implies like someday. I am achieving elite. So that is, it's because that signals to your brain that I am worthy of this. I can do this. I am worthy of this. I am capable. Every single one of you is capable of whatever you want to achieve in this business, whatever you want to achieve. Okay. And I am achieving. And that, because it's an active word, not I achieved, not will achieve, achieving, it makes your brain start the Google search. And okay, what am I doing to achieve elite today? I'm going to send my coach invites and I'm going to get a new builder. I'm going to hit Success Club. So now any of my coaches who hit Success Club, it's going to double their points because I hit Success Club and I showed my team what's possible because I hit Success Club. I signed a new builder and they hit Success Club. I got 2 elite points. Oh my gosh. Or whatever. And your brain starts like, I did something to help me achieve elite today. And your brain starts looking for proof for what you're doing to help you achieve elite. Okay. So when you're writing affirmations, you've got to be, and if you need a good guidance for helping, Moira, everybody watched the National Wake Up Call today, right? She's like my homegirl. I love her. Her Rise Up journal has changed my life. And there is a fantastic exercise she has you do on the first page. It is the first thing you do in the planner, called your contrast clarity statements. And you write down the 10 things you do not like about your life and the 10 things you are just straight up sucking at. And it is surprisingly very simple to write down 10 things I suck at. And it always blows my mind. I have done a lot of PD. I feel like I'm a very positive person. And yet this system never ceases to amaze me how fast I can write down 10 things I'm sucking at. And then you take those 10 things and you flip them. And she teaches you how to flip them. So I'm going to give you an example. Rather than writing, so my thing I wrote down, I have a short temper with my kids. Rather than writing down, I am a perfectly patient mother who always controls her temper. Nope. I can't even say that with a straight face because I cannot say that as an affirmation because that is not true. That is not true. So instead of flipping it that way, you flip it to say, she gives some examples of like different ways to start the sentence. So the way that I decided to phrase it is more and more I feel centered, present, patient, and joyful when I am with my kids. And that is true. That is true. Because I am feeling more and more patient and present and joyful when I'm with my kids. That is true. And so it feels super like, okay, I could say that. And there's another one about I suck at my time management. Do you notice how many times time management has come up? It's something I'm working on. It's one of my focuses this month that I'm like binging on Melanie Mitro's YouTube channel because I need some help with time management. Suck at time management. Flip it into I love how it feels when I follow my intentionally time block day. That is true. When I time block my day and I actually follow it, oh my gosh, I love how that feels. So I'm not telling myself, I time block my day and follow it perfectly. No, I don't. But I love how it feels when I do. And that's an affirmation, okay? This is what an affirmation is. So when you find this contrast clarity statement thing, this is another great way to find limiting beliefs because unfortunately some mean inner girl stuff comes out on this piece of paper. And every day as part of my morning routine, I read my clarity statements. I don't read my contrast ones. I don't read my mean girl voices, but I read my positive ones that I tell myself that I love how it feels when I follow my intentionally time block day. And that I have one that for some reason I procrastinate my workouts. It excites me to wake up and get to my gym because I always feel amazing afterwards. And I love that high I get before my kids wake up. That is true. I freaking love enjoying that high before my kids wake up. So this is what affirmations can do because they make your brain like, okay, but it's all in how they're phrased. And Moira gives a whole bunch of examples about that you start them. I've said a whole bunch of these. I love knowing that, blah, 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 blah. It feels good to know that, blah, 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 blah. More and more I feel, blah, 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 blah. I'm in the process of, blah, blah, blah. I love how it feels when, blah, 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 etc. And Moira has some really good YouTube videos about the planner, and she talks about, like, she's not a high Success Club earner. She's not someone who hits, like, Success Club 100. So for her to say, I hit Success Club 100, like, that's not true. But it's called The Rise Up from Moira Kusaba. It's on Amazon. This one is not on Amazon. It's on Moira's website because it comes spiral bound and it comes with little tabs that mark all the fantastic things. This is like the best thing that ever happened to my business, because it also has things in it. So it replaces the success systems tracker because it's everything in one. So I freaking love this thing. But she was talking about how like it would be dumb for me to tell myself that I hit high numbers, because no, I don't. But I can tell myself I love how it feels when I hit high Success Club numbers, because that is true. And that it's all about how you phrase them, because you need it to feel true. You need it to feel, yeah, Kusaba is, I'll spell it. Okay, so that was step 3 on creating, like, getting over these mean girl things. That was a really, like I said, I went on a really awesome tangent. You got to create solid affirmations, okay? And your affirmations need to be like things that are targeting what your mean girl is saying. So if your mean girl is telling you, you suck at your time and you're a bad mom, and every time you work your business, your kids end up fighting with each other, and I don't even know why you're trying because you just suck at everything and you don't look like Beachbody Barbie and blah, 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 blah. And you're giving yourself the affirmation of, I am strong. I am capable. I am like, I am elite. I am attracting money to me effortlessly. I am like, those don't match. And so they're not, they're punching gloves for your mean girl, and insert all the excitement for 10 rounds. Oh my gosh, 10 rounds is going to be my program. But like they're your punching gloves to like beat down your inner mean girl. And so in order for them to beat your inner mean girl, they need to match what she's saying, except the opposite. Okay. And then, but because it can be kind of frustrating to punch a brick wall over and over and over again, because you don't know how many times you're going to have to punch a brick wall before it comes down, or you don't know how many times you're going to have to use a saw to back and forth while you're sawing down the tree in front of you that's in the middle of the road. The stick of dynamite that you stick in the thing and just blow it up to get it out of the way is personal development. That's when personal development comes in. That if you're struggling with being a good mom, and I can't be a good mom and a good coach, and you're reading Jab, 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 Right Hook by Gary Vaynerchuk, that book is not going to help you do squat with that limiting belief. That book will help you figure out how to post the right caption with the right picture, depending on the social media platform you're on, which is good business development. And it's important because we need to know things that will help us grow our businesses. But that's not going to help you feel like you need to know how to be a good mom and a good coach. But a book like Grace Not Perfection from Emily Lay, or Girl Wash Your Face, or Girl Stop Apologizing, or what are some of my other, like, I pulled up my list because every time I get on the spot, I forget all my personal development books that I love. Un-F Yourself. How could I forget? Un-F Yourself by Gary John Bishop is my favorite book in the whole world, and it applies to every limiting belief you have. It is my favorite book ever. He will help that. Intentional Living by John Maxwell, because it's all about learning to be intentional and live a life by design. Legacy Journey by Dave Ramsey. It's a money book, and it's all about like investments and paying off your mortgage and having money to live and give and whatever. I love Dave Ramsey. It is one of the best books for helping my mean girl shut up about how I can't be a good coach and a good mom, because yes, I can. I can create a legacy for my grandchildren's grandchildren's grandchildren. If I am, do you don't think Micah is creating, like, Micah's, I don't even know how many generations in Micah's family will never have to work a day in their lives, if that is what she chose to do, which that's not what she's going to choose to do. Number one, she still works her butt off, and she makes her kids work. So she's not just going to like give whatever, but Micah is financially set. She could literally close her Beachbody account and never work a day in her life and still be completely fine for the next 200 years because of how they've invested their money, because she follows principles like Legacy Journey. So yeah, I could like be a really good mom and be a good coach, and I could give a lot of money to a lot of other charities if I follow stuff like Legacy Journey. Okay, I could read that. Or I just lost my mouse. what's another one? I'm going to give you like a couple more. Everything is Figure-Outable by Maria Forleo. That book will completely. Miracle Equation by Hal Elrod. I just finished that book for the first time, and it is amazing. Fear is My Homeboy by Judy Holler. That is a really good one. Okay, last one. Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. That was the first personal development book I read as a coach that completely blew my mind. That she is the creator of Grey's Anatomy. Do I have any Grey's Anatomy fans? I'll type it. It's called Legacy Journey. It is, so she wrote Grey's Anatomy and Private Practice and Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder. And at one point she owned Thursday nights on ABC because all 4 of the shows were hers. And she had just such an incredible business life. And she said no to every appearance, Grammys, speaking on stage, whatever, all the things. Said no to her kids, said no to her health. She was over 100 pounds overweight, said no to living, but she was making great money. She decided she was going to live a year of saying yes. And throughout the course of that year, she said yes to her kids more. She said yes to doing things that scared her. She said yes to her health. And that's what the whole book is about, is how her life changed because she learned to say yes. And it is so good. I've listened to that book like 10 times. So you find the books that target the voice. No one wants to join me. Well, I've already found that's not true. I got lots of people that want to join me. And I've said the affirmations that remind me that I keep finding amazing, inspiring people who want to stick around. The personal development that I'm going to do to remind myself that people do want to join me is things like You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. And that book is so freaking good. Like She Owns the Place. That book, that girl's a coach. That it's like Kara, I never remember her name. Kara Liba, I don't know, something like that. It's a really good book that's all about like confidence and reminding myself like, no, people do want to join me, because if you don't know why people should join you, they're not going to know either. So like you got to establish that confidence of like why your groups are solid, why you're going to stick around and help them, why you're going to be supportive, why you are someone that they want in their life, not just why they want Beachbody, because they can buy Beachbody from anybody. Why do they want you as their coach? So that comes from consistency and confidence, and which consistency breeds confidence. So be consistent with your crap. That will help a lot. And be consistent with your affirmations and your personal development. That will help a lot. Compound Effect, Slight Edge, Start, Punch Fear in the Face by John Acuff. I freaking love him. On Fire by John O'Leary. Start With Why from Simon Sinek. Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Learn by John Maxwell. I could go on forever. I'm looking at my list to see if there's any like really solid ones I missed that I want to talk about. And then the last limiting belief I want to talk about super fast, and then I want to open it up if you guys have questions about anything, is that I'm a bad leader. I'm not a good leader. And, that's why no one in my team is rank advancing. That's why whatever. And I had that limiting belief 2.5 years ago. Josh really helped me work through it. I found a really good quote from Bonnie Engel that was on the top 10 wall the year she was in the top 10. That says, I turned it into an affirmation: a leader is simply someone who runs fast enough to be ahead of their people. Leadership is not a title or rank. It's being the example of what's possible. And then the end of my affirmation says, my actions show my team what is possible, and those actions make me an incredible leader. So that every day for 2 years. I'm not saying I'm a perfect leader, but I feel like I'm a pretty good leader. I'm getting better at it. I show my team what's possible. I model what I want them to do. And then, I had a really, really, really painful breakup with one of my top leaders on my team, who didn't just decide that she doesn't want to coach anymore. She decided that she needs to tell the whole world daily, regularly, in stories and posts, how terrible it is to be in Fitless Nation, and you should have nothing to do with Ashley McClellan because of insert every lie imaginable, and things that are not true, and things that about Beachbody, things about Shakeology, things about Energize, things about 2B Mindset, things that are just not, things about Micah, things that are not true. And it has taken everything in me to fight that limiting belief that has all of a sudden resurfaced, because that's what limiting beliefs do. They don't go away forever. If you stop putting dynamite on it, if you stop saying the affirmations, they will come back. And so you have to stay on top of them. And that if having it rear its head again made me realize, like, no, I'm not a bad leader. It's she and I, like, clearly don't see eye to eye on how Beachbody can change your life. And that's her loss, not mine. And that doesn't reflect on me. And what Susie says of Sally says a lot more about Susie than it says of Sally. And that I'm going to rise above this. And I'm going to pray more than I've ever prayed in my whole life, that I can forgive her and let this go and move on and pour into the people on my team that do want me. But it's been hard. It's really hard for me to post why people should join my team, because in my head, like, do the rest of the coaches in my team feel this way? Hashtag no, they don't. They've all been incredibly vocal that they are, like, shocked at what she's doing and that everything she's saying is not true, and that none of them feel the same way as her, and, like, don't let this get to you, and da-da-da-da-da. But it's been hard when, like, we all have things that we're like, oh, maybe I'm not a very good communicator. Maybe my team feels like I'm not good at communicating. And, like, when the things we already struggle with start coming out of somebody else's mouth, that is a limiting belief that is 10 times harder to fight. That doesn't mean it's impossible. You do the exact same things. You walk through the point it's not logical. I know that everything this girl is saying is not logical. I know it's not true. I know none of it is true. And I've literally had to write it all out on paper. She said this. I know it's not true because this. And yes, I wonder if I have it saved in my computer, because then you won't have to hear me, like, clacking away on my keyboard. Yep, right here. So you have to find the voice. You have to find the voice. You have to walk through to the point it's not logical, because otherwise you're just trying to drown out the baby shark with listening to your personal development. That's not how it works. You have to make it so that you're not trying to drown it out. You heard it and you can see, like, that doesn't even make sense. Because my mom one, I didn't even finish saying this really fast, and then I'm going to wrap up because I really have gone, like, so much longer than I wanted to. With that mom one, that I can't be a good mom and a good coach, that Josh, so Micah gave me the proof that, like, this isn't true. But then when Josh was like, okay, well, let's walk it through to see it's not logical. Tell me what will happen if your business starts to explode. And I was like, well, I mean, obviously I'd start to make more money, and it's probably going to take more of my time because I'm going to have a bigger team and I'm going to have more challengers. And so I'm going to have to help more people and, you know, whatever. And he was like, okay. And if you start making more money, what is that going to do for Jake's job? And I was like, well, Jake could probably get another job. And then he wouldn't have to live in another state anymore. And then my kids would get to grow up with their dad instead of having to FaceTime him. And I would get to sleep next to my husband instead of next to a loaded gun, because I'm trying to keep my house safe in case somebody breaks into my house. And Josh said, okay, so tell me again why you pursuing your business is going to make you a bad mom and make you a bad wife. And I literally could not think of a single, like, he's right. Like, if I make my business explode and Jake comes home and my kids get to grow up with their dad, that's going to make me a really good mom. And that moved the tree. It got the tree out of the way. And I came home from that retreat and I exploded. And I went from making, insert income disclaimer, $700 a month as a 2-star. You were supposed to make so much more than that as a 2-star. Hashtag just saying. But again, I was a really, really empty 2-star. I went from making $700 a month to I had my first $7,000 month 8 months later. And it's because I did the work to find my limiting beliefs and move them and do hundreds of hours of personal development to make them stay out of my head. Because then the voice in my head, because I had my affirmations and I've already walked through, this isn't logical. I'm a good mom. Me growing my business makes me a good mom, because then I am bringing Jake home and my kids get to spend more time with him. And then I turn on a book like You're a Badass. That's all about confidence. And then I'm like, move out the way. I'm amazing and I'm going to change the world and I am amazing. And it just fed itself. And then all of a sudden it like started manifesting. That I had people start like joining my team, and they didn't just join, they like actually went emerald, and like, holy shit, they went diamond, and oh my God, we went elite. And it was like, it just started happening over and over and over again. And that's what happens when you move the tree. But like I said, 2 months ago, a real big tree just showed up in the way again, because one of my top leaders and best friends went to the dark side. And there's a new tree. And I have to do the same things, that I have to walk through the point it's not logical and say the affirmations and do the personal development and let her go. Okay. I'm going to stop talking. Okay. Do you guys have questions about anything? I talked so friggin' much. I told Megan, affirmations and PD is my jam. I could talk about this forever, because I love PD and affirmations and limiting beliefs and all the things.
Every time I hear from you, I like have more and more notes. I should just get like an Ashley notebook. I think. I know that you're like so big into what is it called when you try to explain something using another thing, like
an analogy?
Analogy, yeah.
Yes.
So I'm like trying to like remember all these analogies, and like this one for some reason helped me so much, because like when you said like the tree was in front of me, I was like, well, I'm stuck. Like, now what? Well, instead of, like saying now what, I'm like proactive versus like sitting over here like, whatever. But like, I love those. And I did share her PD book with you guys. It's like a list of all of the ones that she loves. It's in the chat. And then I also have Josh's like super basic setup for affirmations. I'm going to share that with you guys. I don't really know if I should, but I'm going to do it anyways. So then that way you guys can write those and stuff. But do you guys have any, I know some of you guys are like just mind blown like I am, but do you guys have any questions or anything for her? You can unmute yourselves. You guys don't need to like sit behind. Where's Jody at? She probably has a question. Tree tattoo. Yeah, like I have a tree tattoo right here. Yeah, like it's literally like, yeah, it's the thing. It's crazy that you said that.
I feel like since I'm on the spot, I don't have any questions, but I just have to say that I love you so much, because your mindset is like amazing and you're awesome.
It is so okay. And I sometimes, transformation, we say this, I feel like as coaches, I know I cannot be the only person who said like, I wish you could see the transformation on the inside that's happened and not just on the outside, because we share like the physical oh my gosh, y'all, I wish you could see what happened to the inside of me, because I have like videos from like the first video I ever posted as a coach, and it's like 4 minutes long. I literally can't watch the whole video because it's so painful that I'm like, I cannot even watch this, because it's so awkward and I'm so uncomfortable looking at it. Like it's oh my gosh, it's so uncomfortable. And something happens when you tell yourself that because I am confident and have positive energy, I attract coaches who are also confident and have positive energy. Something happens when you say that every day for 2.5 years. 2.5 years is 912 days. When you say, and that's assuming I only said it once that day. That affirmation is always going in the back of my head now. And that's assuming I only say it once. That's almost 1,000 times. Like that 1,000 days in a row. Like some things are going to start to happen when you say things like that. And again, this is the thing about affirmations, is the opposite is true. When I went 2 years of telling myself I suck and nobody wants to join me and I don't even know why I'm doing this, and that starts to compound too. That compound effect was working for me in reverse. And so it's so like, yeah. What you say is so powerful. Oh, I was going to say one more book. Be warned. It's taking me a hot minute to get through this. So it's called Do the Work from Gary John Bishop. He's the same one that wrote Unf Yourself, which is my favorite personal development book in the whole world. This book is, I'm going to find a blank page to show you. It is a workbook. So there's like lots of blank pages because you're finding your limiting beliefs. That's what the book is. And it's hard. I had to stop reading it for a minute because I was finding some stuff that I did not know was there, and it was kind of messing me up. And so I was like, well, I'm going to slow down. And he says, this may take you a year to get through. And I was like, dude, it's a book. And it is like, this is like not even 100 pages. It's 130 pages. I'm like, I'm going to get to this in a day. No. So this is on Audible. Don't get it on Audible. A couple of my coaches and my team are like, it's so good, I got it on Audible. Then I'm like, you're an idiot. How are you going to do the exercises if you got it on Audible? So don't get it on Audible. You got to get the real book because you got to, and if you go through and I dated my book when I started so that I know when I finish and hit superstar and I'm someday a top 10 coach when my kids are in school and I have all day to work because my kids are at school for 7 hours and I have 10 of these books on my bookshelf because I did the work 10 different times to find new limiting beliefs over and over and over again, that I'm going to be able to go back to like the very first one and see my answers because I'm writing my answers in my book because I want to like remember at the start of 2020, this is what I was struggling with. And oh my gosh, I can't believe I was struggling with that because I totally moved on and I got over that. So get the physical one, but I'm not even kidding. Be ready because it will suck to find some of those limiting beliefs. Like I said, that first step sucks. Fighting the mean girl voice is don't stay there. Like you've got to move on real quick because that's a really, really, really crappy spot to stay. Okay.
With limiting beliefs, so like I feel like with affirmations, I don't know, just in general, like, oh, what do I want kind of thing, and like trying to get to there. I'm trying to like rewrite mine. How many, I know there's not like a perfect number, but is there just like anywhere that's a good place to start? Because like you said, you can write down 10 really negative things about yourself in like 2 seconds. Is there like a good place to, I don't know, good number?
So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, I'm more than I thought, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28. I have 28 that I say that it takes me probably like 5 minutes to say. So they're all like, most of them are a sentence. So I am worth waiting for. That's one of mine. Because I have a really big limiting belief that if I unplug and someone is like waiting for an invoice and it takes me too long to get back to them, that they're going to freak out. And so I can't spend any time with my family because I always have to have my phone in my hand because what if somebody needs me? Or what if one of my coaches in my team has a question and blah, 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 blah. No, I am worth waiting for. So a lot of them are super, super short. But I have like, so I said like 28 and then I have the 10 contrast clarity ones in here. So, and some of them, I did realize some of them overlap a little bit, but they're phrased different. So it's helping because clearly I'm struggling with it. If it was already an affirmation and it still came up in my contrast. So, cause I just did my contrast 2 days ago. So this is all like very fresh things I'm struggling with.
So how do you like start? I'm just trying to figure out how to do this positively because I know if I'm like, okay, let's write all these, I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna have like 80.
Okay, so the contrast, I start with contrast, but you only let yourself write 10.
Okay.
So, and when I started, I sat for probably a good minute and I was like, there's not just 10. And guys, I'm a 2-time elite coach. I'm a 7-star. Like, I retired my husband. I'm good at this Beachbody thing. And I was still like, I can't write down just 10. Like there's so many things I suck at right now. There's so many things I'm doing wrong. I can assure you, Ashley Molstad could tell you all the things she's doing wrong. Like that's just what happens is we have mean inner voices that other people are like, that's dumb. You're not struggling. Like, no, that's dumb. That's why it's a limiting belief. They're not facts. They're limiting beliefs. And even the ones that are facts, they're not like, you're not stuck there. I'm not stuck with the fact that I'm not very good at my time management. I can fix that. And so, but only start with 10. And as I was like, okay, I need to like count them in my head. How many? I was making it so much worse. Just start writing them down. And I got to like 7 and slowed down a little bit. So by the time I got to 10, I was like, okay, that's okay. And I also tried to make them pretty well-rounded. So that it's not just like 10 areas why I suck as a coach, that it's what am I, and you're not even supposed to write down what you suck at. I just keep saying that. It's the 10 things you don't like in your life right now. So I tried to be very well-rounded about all the areas of my life. So, and the thing I love about the Rise Up is you do your contrast and clarity. So you flip them and she gives you all the positive things. And then the very next thing you do is write your vision and how if you become the person who is capable of these things on your clarity, and like these things that are making you like, oh my gosh, I feel so like warm and fuzzy when I read that. What are the things that if money was no thing 2 to 3 years from now, what would your life look like? And she gives you all these prompts. What does your job look like? What are your finances like? And she gets like very specific on your job. What are you doing? How many hours a day do you work? Where do you work? With who? Do you have a team? What do they do? Do you have a mentor? Are you a master of your craft? What's your annual income? Do you get bonuses? How much do you have in savings? Are you investing? How are your investments doing? What does your house look like? Where is it? By the ocean? In the mountains? Is there a guest house? Horses? Pools? Fireplace? Are you married? Single? What's your relationship like? Do you have weekly date? Like she like goes through this thing that she teaches you how to create your vision. And then it is part of your daily to-do list every single day to read it. It's like one of the things you have to check off. It's like programmed in there. It's the best thing ever. Like I seriously. I love because in Josh's tracker, if you guys are in Josh's group, about the whole review your goals and plan your day are the 2 things that are built into the tracker every day. Part of Rise Up. Affirmations, part of Rise Up. That I'm like, if I do the Rise Up, I'm basically doing most of Josh's tracker. I'm freaking obsessed with this thing. So
yeah. I used to not write down anything. And I told my team this like the last couple of months I've gotten away from my tracker. So I made like my own kind of tracker, I guess, but just writing it down and like seeing it and reading it and like saying it out loud, I'm like, oh shit. Like, like brings it to the forefront. So that's why I love this. I think it's it's like perfect timing too, for sure.
Amen. I'm going to give you guys one more bonus tip about affirmations. Say them out loud. Don't just read them. Say them out loud. Because something happens when you see it and your mouth forms the word and you think it and you hear it. It makes it like sink in so much more than and it will hurt more. Like I said, those ones about like, I find coaches who are just as passionate about coaching as I am, that will cause some gut checks. And I have one of my new ones. It's on my contrast. It's based off of Josh's model, mentor, motivate thing. I love knowing that my coaches are picking up on what I model. That was a gut check for a second because it was, I scrolled my phone for I don't know how many hours today. So I really, really, really hope my team doesn't model that. That would explain part of what's going on in my team right now. And that it causes gut checks when you phrase them correctly. So much yes.
Perfect. Love it.
Yes.
Anybody have any questions, anything? I want to go write mine now.
How long did it take you to make all of those? Like you said that you have 28.
So those ones, I don't even know how many of these are from Josh, but a lot of them are over 2 years old. So, and then I find like some of them are good quotes. Trying to think, like I find new people every single day who want to join me. That's one from Josh. I attract winners because big dreams draw big people. That's a quote from John Maxwell. This is one of Josh's old push rules in his groups. I set my goals based on what I want, not based on what I think is possible, because I was born to do the impossible. A lot of these are old. So I try to write my own affirmations. My affirmations that I'm super good at writing are the ones in the Rise Up because of the prompts at the top. When I try to write my own like because ones, I love my because ones, but they're ones that Josh made. When I try to write my own because ones, they don't feel the same. So the ones that are like, that's true. And I don't like that that's true. So I need to make it a true that I want it to be. So like, I am responsible for my happiness and how I spend my time. That's true. That's true. And like, regardless of if you're happy with your happiness right now or not, like, so, but those ones I've been collecting them for 2.5 years, and I changed them all the time. And I went through and did like a massive overhaul. And then I found a whole bunch of my old ones a couple months ago. And I was like, why did I take all these out? And I put them all back in. So I go through phases where I tell myself like, I should only say 6. And then I'm like, oh, and all the limiting beliefs in the world are coming back. Because seriously, guys, I have like one of the worst mean girls in the world. And there's a reason that I do hundreds of hours of personal development and have a lot of affirmations, because I have a lot of mean girls I'm trying to keep out of my head. So it's worth it. It takes a lot of work, but it's worth it, because your whole life can change when you decide that you want to do that kind of, everything's hard. It was hard to go to bed next to a loaded gun, and it's hard to work on my mindset. I like this hard a lot more than the hard I was dealing with 2.5 years ago. So I will take that any day of the week.
Heard that, sister. I just love you.
I love you more. I love you more.
I just sit here. I'm like, I just love her. Okay. Wow. I'm like ready to go write my, like smash my limiting beliefs, but I'm like sitting here, my mind just like rolling.
I'll send you guys a picture. I'll take it, and Megan, I'll text it to you, of the things she says to help you make them, so that you guys have the words to like the ways that she recommends starting your sentence, because it helps a lot. Because every time I go to write them, I'm like, I have no idea how to turn around the phrase, my coaches don't listen to me. And yes, I do. I love knowing that my coaches are picking up on what I model. Like, that was very like, okay. So yeah, I'll send this to Megan.
Sounds wonderful. We are so incredibly grateful for you. You have no idea.
Of course. And sorry I got long. I should say I'm surprised, but no, I'm not. So, because I